Okay, so all right, so now it's 9:05. We have a very comprehensive agenda ahead of us. So we're missing just a couple of speakers, but like I said, we want to be professional and you know, don't make everyone wait. I know everyone's got a tight schedule to maintain as well. And I know Michiko has another event that she has to go to tonight. So we will commence, and those that obviously logged in, we'll bring them on board as needed. So I'm going to make announcements to the world. I want to thank the world, first of all, for listening in, because we are without the world to listen in and listen to the offerings here. Then, like I said to you, it'll be totally pointless. You know, otherwise we might as well just be talking to the wall. So next, I want to thank all you world speakers for coming on board and sharing your wisdom and sharing your passion for the campaign that we have ahead for us. I'm going to go in order of the speakers. So obviously, I am the host, Dr. Leong Ying. I am the creator of One God, One Religion. You know, I assume most of you are already pretty aware of what my own personal passion is. So it is closely linked to what we're trying to do here. And Andrea, my partner in crime, she's the creator of One Humanity, One World, which we had an amazing launch on the 23rd of June, which coincided with the launch of her OHOW manifesto as well, which we obviously would plan on delivering to the rest of the world through all the governments of this world, and more importantly, to citizens of this world, because it shows the vision that we want this new world to have. And it was from that successful launch that Dr. Nadi gave the most profound idea, which sounds so simple, right? But it's like, even I consider myself arrogantly a genius, but even a genius like me could like say, wait a minute, how come I never thought of that? And it's like, why don't we have an education for peace? You know? And it's like, it made my jaw drop. It's like, I don't, yeah, that's a good question. Why don't we have an education for peace? You know, we educate our students to count, we educate our students to read. Both of those are extremely, extremely important. But we don't have peace, we're gonna fight ourselves into extinction. So language and mathematics is not gonna save us from destroying ourselves. So it's important that we have a peace education. And Dr. Nadi is not only a prominent Afghan government, he ran for the presidential candidacy in 2014. So he works very, very closely with the current president of Afghanistan, Ghani. So we'll be working very, very close with him to implement this educational platform in his nation and the world over. So I am thankful that he came up with such a brilliant idea. It's such a simple idea, but it's such a brilliant idea. It's shameful that it hasn't been implemented up to now. I know he's been working with his Afghanistan for Peace NGO, the UN, for 30 years. So he's obviously been campaigning for a long, long time on this effect. Then Farzam, Kamalabadi, a very, very close friend. Well, I call him more than a friend. We're like literally brothers. Although he's the better looking brother and the better smart brother. So I have to bow to that, you know. So, well, when I say smart, this guy is just so incredible. You know, he's a Persian. He is fluent in Chinese, puts me to total shame. I mean, he's more recognized in China, honored in China for what he's done there, but also in the Middle East. His resume is just totally outstanding. You know, it would do me injustice to try and even read 1/10 of what this guy has accomplished. So I'm blessed to call him, you know, my brother on this global campaign. Then we have Sifu Douglas Lee, a Wing Chun master, the youngest Wing Chun master in New York. He literally have thousands and thousands of followers around the world. And I understand why, because I was on his Samfat lecture course at the beginning of this COVID-19. And I'm an arrogant person thinking I could not learn anything, but this guy taught me so much. And that's why it's important to incorporate his Samfat into our Peace Education Forum. So we're blessed by his presence as well. Then we have Dr. Christopher Imumolen from Nigeria, who seemed to have dropped out. Did he drop out? He was on the call earlier, so, but he obviously internet access may be a bit problematic now and then. So he's president of 3 major educational institutes, including the JPTS Institute for Science, which has over 3,000 students in Nigeria. So he brings a lot of, I'm just talking about you, Dr. Chris. You know, he obviously brings a lot of experience in the educational platform, but he goes far, far beyond just education. He goes into business. Like I said to you, we also have to fund this educational platform. Therefore, we are gifted to have great educators like you people, but we have great entrepreneurs. We have people that get up and make things happen, okay? And I'm proud to have Chris, because as you know, all know, I also hold Nigeria close to my heart as well. I've been to Nigeria in 2018 and 2019, and it wasn't for the COVID, I'll probably be there this year as well. Therefore, there's a lot. Nigeria is the #1 economy of Africa. So I really say that Africa will return to lead the world as well. So with that phone, everyone, some people have technical problems. So I'm just reading a message there. Then we have Michiko Hayashi, ambassador for the Emoto Peace Institute. So those that knows a bit about Emoto, he's a very famous author in Japan that brought water, the knowledge, the experience of water. As we all know, water is the most essential ingredient of life. It's probably more essential than air. Of course, we need everything to live. But water is literally in our soul, in our body. We are literally 70% water. Our planet is literally 70% of water. We cannot survive. Life and water goes hand in hand. Therefore, it's obviously not just an important ingredient, but the Emoto Peace Foundation has found that it contains a very close spiritual, physical link to our body, our mind, and our soul. So I want to thank Michiko for coming on board and telling us about the Emoto Peace Institute. Lirzu is not logged in yet, so I'll just leave out it for now, and neither have Julie. Then we have Jelena Simic from Serbia. So she's also a member of the Knowledge Book, which I'm going to make an announcement shortly after. But Jelena is an educator of the fine arts and historic culture. Then we have the 2 co-founders of the iconic professional management group of Pakistan, and they really are totally professional. I had the blessing of being involved with them just in the last couple of months, but the input that they've delivered to me, the aggressive, good input that they delivered to me, is just so they have so much passion in what they want to do, and that's what I want to see. Absolute passion for this campaign, as you all do, of course. So the co-founders are Dr. Shahih Tippu and Dr. Azhar Sabri. So I want to thank you both for coming on board and for the information that you have shared with me and Andrea, which we intend to obviously share to the whole world through this educational curriculum that we put together. And Nogol, who's the founder of One Education, One World. I don't see her yet, but I see her colleague, Shahih, here on this platform. So obviously, when it comes to her turn, maybe we'll ask Shahih to say a word regarding her One Education, One World, which is obviously very, very closely tied to our One Humanity, One World and our Humanity for Peace education. So before I go further, I want to thank Farzam for linking me with the group from Pakistan and the One Education, One World. This is how influential this gentleman is. He's not just connected to world leaders and royalty from around the world, and I literally mean that, those that know Farzam, but he's connected to people that have also the heart and the soul to put this campaign together. So I'm blessed that Farzam introduced me to these two very, very powerful group indeed. So enough of my yabbing. I am now gonna turn this table over to the creator of One Humanity, One World, and also the coordinator of this Humanity for Peace educational platform, and that's Andrea Wen. So Andrea, I'm going to turn it over to you now. Thank you. Oh, before you speak, quick interrupting. I just saw that Lirzu, Uriel, is now connecting from Japan as well. So I want to thank her. She's a professor of Spanish to foreign language. She's a great educator. So I want to thank you for coming on board as well. So, by the way, we literally have the United Nations all on this platform. So when we speak to the world, we are speaking from the world. We have Serbia, we have Afghanistan, we have Japan, we have Pakistan, we have China, we have Iran, we have Nigeria, and we have Spain. So we literally are the world speaking to the world. And I am blessed to share this platform with the microcosm of the world here. So I now go back to Andrea. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, before I go on, I believe you had an announcement to make. Am I right? I don't want to interrupt you later.
No.
Okay, yeah. Then thank you so much to everyone. We are blessed to be here meeting today from many different corners of the world and different time zones as well. So I wanted to start thanking each one of you speakers and also to our audience for taking their time and energy and give their powerful thoughts on this second OHOW conference. Dr. Nadi, I am so profoundly grateful to you for bringing up such a needed initiative. You have recalled the importance of education and teaching peace to humanity, giving One Humanity, One World the opportunity to put our hands in action, working collectively together for the same objective, which is no other but peace on earth. Gratitude is probably one of the qualities that makes a genuine human being. And I believe that our ultimate goal is to become the best versions of the human being we can be. Hence, it is clear that evolution comes within ourselves. We are the ones who bring the changes to the world, and now is the time to start making some challenging things happen. You know how we see education as the key to build sustainable peace in the coming new world of the models. So more than 7 billion people live on planet Earth, and although they all have a different flag, skin color, and name for God, there is only one fact that each and every one of us, humans, who inhabit this planet should always keep in mind, and is that we are one humanity. We must start seeing us as one human race, directing our global focus on the education that will shape the future of humanity. That is why we are working on creating an innovative educational curriculum, genuinely named Humanity for Peace. Creating content with a holistic educational approach, with a constant background on teaching peace and moral values in every subject. Since we can learn the essentials of unity and brotherhood, while we are acquiring new knowledge to enriching our intellects. We all know that infants are born innocent. They will play joyfully with any other kid without caring about their skin color, genders, disabilities, or wealth. Because children can see humans as what we really are on essence. And it's just the poor cultural upbringing and the improper education that can transform this pure loving entity that respects all life into one hatred person that they start caring about the difference of the shallow difference of the exterior. So our global challenge is to foster the childhood innocence by good cultural upbringing and wise education. So we see through the innocent eyes of pure loving and equality that we already had when we were born. So, achieving peace is not the ultimate goal, but is sustaining it for as long as we want to keep existing upon this world. For humanity to make real progress, we must be growth on the collective consciousness. For humans to abandon the individualistic and selfish way of life that we have attuned to. By replacing conquest with explorations and channeling the competitiveness into corporations, humanity can grow together. So we intend to take this educational curriculum to every country, to every school, and to the hands of every child, including the ones who regrettably today have no access to any school, making education free access and taking it to every corner of the world. So everyone will have the same chances and opportunities. The wonderful content creators we have with us today are developers of different educational methodologies. They are working wisely, creating content for different groups and ages, making this curriculum something suitable for everyone, breaking walls of cultural differences. We are really becoming universal when it comes to education. So I will close this short speech saying that despite our conceptualizations and differences that has been built over time, our beliefs should not divide us, when ultimately we must unite, love, and respect each other to return to the totality we are. So, while hate blinds us and divides us, love can make us respect each other, looking beyond any conceptual limit that has been created to keep us away from the truth, which is unity. I always like to say that we should remind our mind what our soul has never forgot, and it's that we are one. With education, it's going to be far easier to remind the hearts of the people that unification is our only commitment, and peace is our destiny. So thanks again for each one of you to be here today. I will let the rest of you expose your own topics, and thank you for keep working with us. We're so grateful.
Thank you, Andrea. Before I pass over to Dr. Nadi, the brainchild of this peace education, I was just watching what Andrea was wearing. She's wearing a medallion from the knowledge book. So it clicked. I apologize to the knowledge book. Milana, my adopted mother, I was supposed to actually make an announcement. The knowledge book was an integral part to this mission goal as well. I was fortunate and blessed to give a presentation at the Court to World Peace in Istanbul in 2018 and 2019. And in a way, that program pretty much initiated everything that we're doing right now. And I read the message from Milana at the One Humanity, One launch on the 23rd. I've been blessed to speak to the representative from Milana, and they've given me formal permission to include the knowledge book within our educational platform. It is a knowledge book which is read with love, with dedication by thousands and thousands of followers from all around the world. They're already established in at least over 30 nations. So I am blessed that they've given me formal permission to take knowledge from that book and incorporate it as part of our educational curriculum to teach the world about the beautiful magic of peace. And talking about the beautiful magic of peace, that's a great segue into Dr. Nadi, who is the brainchild of what we are now on the stage to. So Dr. Nadi, if you could unmute yourself and please give us your presentation. Thank you very much. You need to unmute yourself, Dr. Nadu. The bottom left corner. Yeah, unmute yourself. Thank you.
Is it okay now?
Yeah, perfect. We can hear you now.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. I would like to thank everybody for participating to the conference, all my colleagues, the world speakers, and good morning, good noon, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I know you're taking your precious time to come and participate. It's very much of value to me. I thank you again, and I especially would like to thank Andrea Wayne, our young leader, who actually leading all of us, and it really gives me hope that if we are not going to be around for long, she is going to be much longer than us, and she's going to transfer this heritage of education for peace to new generations. I also would like to thank Dr. Leong for being so prompt and so hardworking, for organizing all these conferences and keeping us posted of progress continuously. And also to the educators who have started working on making the curriculum. I have read the part of what has been shared with us. I really appreciate all the educators among us that are really working hard to make this dream come true. Another thing that I see, you can only imagine that of 1.5 billion students across the world, and in a couple of generations, going to be 2-3 billion people. And if they are going to be educated about peace for humanity, we can only imagine what good things it could bring to the world as leaders in the future. Because so far as I know, when we talk about peace, when there is a war, we talk about conflict resolutions, we're talking about preventing it, we talk about all that, but we never thought that we have to actually educate our kids before a war could actually happen. Imagine we have 4 billion people in a couple of generations that all think of peace. And this world definitely going to be a much better, safer place for all of us. One of the reasons that I came up with the idea was I always thought of peace in the world, because we know that with the advancement of technology, we have been able to create weapon of mass destruction. And with the rate that it is exponentially going forward, I believe that these weapons of mass destruction will become weapons of global or total annihilation very soon, and it's not going to take much time. So that is really a scary idea, that see that, and especially if that's going to be the switches to setting them off will be in the hands of irresponsible and dangerous leaders across the world without any education or background in peace education. So it really makes it very important for us, for all of us, for one humanity, one world, and our collectives to make sure that this curriculum gets realized and it's taught all across the world to the students of the world, our children. It may sound very realistic that we're going to have a very peaceful world, but it's not going to be, it is not just an idealistic idea. Once we realize the dangers of the war that is actually taking place on a daily basis, that we know how advanced it goes and it becomes more dangerous. So it is not just an idea, it is going to be an idea that is derived from the fear of destruction or self-destruction of humans in the hand of humans themselves. And also I believe with communication system that we have now in place, we are going to be moving towards uniculturalism, regardless of where we come from, where we belong, what culture we belong. So education also has to be like a unified, universal system of education, that peace has to be main part of that. So we all can think peacefully. The other thing that I would like to say is, I don't want to make a very long speech. There are three ways that we can get this job done. One is that we could get our governments involved in this to fund and support these systems. And it doesn't have to be only Afghanistan that we are trying to get through to the government of Afghanistan to get this done. It could be any government of our relative countries. You can all try that. We can start it anywhere, because the success of any one of us anywhere in the world will be the success of all of us everywhere in the world. So it just doesn't have to be Afghanistan, but we are trying in Afghanistan to get this done by the government, because we have been suffering from almost half a century of war, destruction, and killing of human beings. So more than 2 million people have been been killed, and we have 1 million or so more maimed and disabled people. We have widows, we have children that have no parents, millions of them, no parents at all, because they have been lost in the war. And so definitely Afghanistan will be our focal point to work with. But again, it doesn't have to be Afghanistan alone, because any government anywhere in the world could start working. This is one way to get our governments to start working. Another way is to get the international organizations, human rights organizations and all that involved in this system, so that could actually get we could raise this voice together and get these organizations to support and fund this curriculum for peace education. The third way is that if no one helps us, or if we are, let's say we will fail not to get them to help and support and fund this curriculum, we could actually have our educators among us, or with educators from different schools or universities come and get involved and develop this curriculum, and develop this book and sell it in the market to the parents, to the students, and for very little profit, and the proceeds could go back to the One Humanity, One World, or this organization that we are part of, and we could actually further support our own ideas and good ideas for education on peace. Having said that, I thank you very much for your attention, and I'm very happy and satisfied so far with what I see about the development of the curriculum that has been going on. Thank you very much, Andrea, again. Thank you very much, Dr. Leong, and all the participants across the world. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nadi. And obviously, the world have to thank you for inspiring this Education for Peace curriculum platform that we're also passionately want to be involved in. And you're absolutely right. There is no second choice. We either annihilate each other or we go to eternal peace. It's heaven or hell. It's literally, that's how important this venue is. There is no in between. We either go into extinction or we go into evolution. So I am blessed to be part of this great journey with you all. So now we're going to turn over to my spiritual brother, Farzam, to give his presentation and his wise word to the rest of the world. So Farzam, could you unmute and please deliver your message to the world, please? Thank you very much, Farzam.
Greetings and blessings to all of you. Here is the family of responsible, great souls who care about the destinies of humanity. And we are not a large group of people here, but the extent of our outreach is quite universal and global. I am amazed by the caliber of the people who are here and how in their diversity, independently, they have created a unified vision. It is amazing when people work together and then over years they create a unified vision. It is a different thing if before communicating, each have had similar or the same vision, spirit, goal, and also destiny. That means there is a group of lofty souls. Each one of them have been inspired by the powers above, or by the God, or by the Lord, or by whatever we name it, because they are in tune to the crying needs of humanity. So you people are noble souls who are inspired to give your heart, soul, being, powers, resources, material, mental, to the advancement of human civilization, to the education of next generations. Why? Because the current order, structure, system, and thinking of the world is unfortunately very defective. And we don't dwell on the ills of humanity. We are searching for the cures, and we are ourselves the owners of instruments, visions, and institutions who are actually building the future world civilization, a divine world civilization. Whether it is from Afghanistan to East Europe to Japan to China or in the Middle East, we are all unified in that vision. It is amazing how the names of the organizations, each one of you found separately, had common things. For example, this one education, one world, and one world, one humanity, and then one God, one religion, all of them have the oneness in them. So this is a blessed group, very much so, have come together. And of course, our brothers in Pakistan also very powerful. There's powerhouse here. We have Afghanistan and Pakistan. So there is some blessing in that region, why we are here together. And so that's one. Two, I always believed that we have all ideals and we are all attempting and working on and in fact contributing to implement it. So for me, the highest ideal of changing the model of the world involves individual institutions, governments, and the entire structure of the world. And it always starts from us. And in fact, it starts from me. Every one of us is the me that is no longer the selfish me, is the selfless me, who wants to create the us. To do so, I always think that I must act. First, we have a common goal. We do not want to see only a little bit improvement. We don't want to make only a dent. We don't want to do patchwork. We are for fundamental change and also upliftment. We want the elevation and the exaltation of humanity be at the level of both souls and organization and institution and economy, as well as culture, and especially the culture of peace and oneness. So because we are result driven, we will not be satisfied with partial solutions. We must make fundamental solutions, and we must make long-lasting solutions. And we must make these long-lasting solutions be practically, and at least a major part of it be completed in one generation. We cannot wait for future generations. Yes, all the burdens and all the mistakes that is compiled, you can call the garbage that the previous civilizations and generation created, is on our shoulder to clean. So we must therefore search for deeper soul and loftier soul and much more determination to create and affect a real lasting solution in one generation. That means there is a level of intensity and there is a level of genuinity in us. So I want to start from myself. The basic model of change is to prefer others over yourself. Unless and until humanity collectively learns this model and this model, so this is both a model and also a mode. Unless and until we learn to prefer others to ourselves, then the world will always be the maximization of self-interest. Even when we have humanitarian ideals, we often think of my organization, my job, my work, whereas we have to be thinking of others, of you, of yours and theirs. So personally, I have taken it upon myself. I want to be the quiet supporter of you. I want to first promote your initiative before I have no initiative. My initiative and my agenda is your agenda. So I am very honored to be here, any and each one of your organizations. As much as the limited abilities I have, I would like to contribute to you. And I'd like that you be also as unified as these fingers and as the limbs and body of mankind. So I am very impressed by Dr. Nadi, for example. Afghanistan, yes. I mean, we had before in previous generations was Cambodia, that was the highest suffering nation on earth. Now we have Afghanistan. So maybe we all should unify and focus on Afghanistan and support him and make some deliverables. I know my other partners, the One Education, One World is focusing on India. I know our brothers from Pakistan are starting from Pakistan, but from the beginning, our idea is global. So it is very good for us, while we support each of the region, to have one unified location and agenda to help. At any rate, I'll be very happy to find out from different organizations. Maybe we have a master list of which different organizations are now part of us and what is their agenda and what we can help. But also to consult and have one unified focus point, regional and also concept, so that we can really make after the second, third, fourth, and fifth meetings, we will have progress. I know that because I'm involved at One Education, One World will have tomorrow their gala, and they are the group, the One Education, One World, young people who first acted, then created the institution. First, they went to India, they restructured and supported physically a whole school. Now they are doing it now in Himalayas. And now they created the foundation. So, and I know that Dr. Nadi also, and also Andrea, all of you, Dr. Azhar and Shahih, they all acted first, then created the foundation. So this is another of the common denominator feature of us. I do not know some other members, and I am doing injustice, but not mentioning them. So each one of you, each one of us are individually, I believe in the power of one soul. One soul could be the cause of the greatest destruction of the world, like Hitler, but on the other way around, even like Alexander, or what on the other way around. One soul can be the cause of the spiritual illumination of a whole continent, maybe even the whole world. Whereas here we have at least 10 dedicated souls, and each one of you have outreach to thousands, if not millions, of souls. So this group, for me, it is very significant and very important. I know we have this love and ideal. I know we are making some progress. I am saying that let us more unify, more focus, and create much deeper and much larger influence because of our unified vision. While we promote each other's agenda, let's adopt in consultation a common agenda of one case that we all support. So this is my proposal. It's both my way of saying how humbly it is my blessing to be the servant of you and your organizations. At the same time, how unified we not only promote our agenda, not only my agenda, but we all will support one common agenda. And this way our powers and our forces will be much more multiplied. Because the blessing is always in giving. The blessing of the past has been taking. That's why we have the whole world. We have taken land, resources, oil and gas, energy, even it is all about expansionism. It's all about resource curse. And it's all about wealth accumulation for personal gains. Whereas now we have a group of dedicated people who take the cause of others as their priority and want to serve others as their mode of operation. Thank you. I'm humbled before you. Blessings.
Thank you, Brother Farzam, for your amazing wise word. I could sort of summarize it with the old cliche word, right? United, we stand. Divided, we fall. That's pretty much what Farzam has forewarned us. We must be unified to combat this one great mission. We all are bounded by love. We're all bounded by one mission, and that's to bring peace upon this world through education. So we have a common goal already, all right, common soul. So now let's combine, like Farzam said, our common mind into one and make things happen. And as he also proudly said, all of you up there have already done your walking, not just your talking. So I'm so proud. So thank you, Farzam, for your amazing speech. And I'm going to go to another amazing gentleman, Sifu Douglas Lee. If you could unmute yourself, Sifu, and give us your word of wisdom to the world. Thank you very much, Sifu.
Hello, friends of the world, and Andrea and Dr. Leong. Nice to see you again. And to sit in front of this entire world globally, and all of you are esteemed and educated, that's touched me very much. And thank you for letting me into this very, very powerful and very exciting journey. Well, let me start with tell a little bit about myself. I was born in a war-torn country. Until 12 years old, I have no education. So I know how important this education it is. And when you don't have the education of peace, you are simply a walking machine. That is whatever it catch you on and you reacted to it. So starting about 45, 50 years ago, and I understand that when I was very, very young, I know how hard it is to enter the society without a proper education and without a proper peace to guide you through life and to become a successful human being. Now that is not easy to do. So starting in 50 years ago, and I start training people at very young age, teenage. Now after 45, 50 years of testing my method of learning, and they all become very successful in their own way. So I have no idea how my education will be able to support this organization, but I know something it will happen. I know something it will work. Because we human beings, when you are growing up, as we are growing up, we need the direction to go into the society. Because education nowadays is like two-edged sword. You learn, whatever you learn, it could be a two-edged sword into the wrong mind. So I am really concentrating to teach young people about the heart and the thoughts. Start early age, the heart and the thoughts. Because what we breathe, the air, and what we drink, the water, and mentally and through wholeheartedly, it could change all your environment. Because when you start walking this planet, there's what we call destructive emotions. These emotions not under control, it will be chaos for any one of us. So we human beings, so this heart and mind method is through a 300 years of history, all our past masters passed on to us. And it's all positive, all peace. Yes, Dr. Leong introduced me as a martial artist. Martial artist about straighten up your body, make your flexibility, make you strong. And yet, it gives you the integrity of peace because you know the violence. So therefore, you have to know how to control those things. So very, very young, we learn how to control emotions. So make sure the emotion do not get the best of us. So what the young children needs to learn, what the teenagers or people finish their college, before they enter the society, they have to understand the emotions. They have to understand how to get along with people, and they have to understand how this works to get the world in peace. So I think this education is one of the most primary and most important factor for all the young people who's ready to enter the world. So this heart and mind method has been developed into 22 idioms. It's the simplest thing ever to learn. I think that Dr. Leong Ying doing the CV19, he literally sit there for 16 weeks, listen to me. It's really incredible for Dr. Leong Ying, for him to sit tight. So something is happening, something is good, and all my outcomes are really good. So I believe the heart and soul, the heart and method will take us into infinity for our future generation. So figure out how to do it, and I'm willing to share my lifetime knowledge into this curriculum. And thank you so much to make me be part of this important agenda. And Dr. Leong Ying and and Andrea and Dr. Nathan, all you people, all of the friends in this particular group, you guys are wonderful, and you guys are very, very powerful. And because peace needs you guys, peace needs your mind, peace needs your heart. When you combine this together and use it, it'll become powerful. Thank you so much by listening to me and give me this few minutes. Thank you again.
No, thank you, Sifu. No, we are the ones blessed to have you on board with us. Just like we are blessed as one unified force, as Farzam earlier said. Like I said to you, we must remain as one. Okay, that's how we're going to save the world going forward together, which we are. As you can see from all the thing, we all have the same passion and the same desire to do the same goodness upon earth. So thank you, Sifu Lee, and I look forward to seeing you again very, very soon. So thank you. So I'm now going to switch over to Dr. Christopher in Nigeria. So Dr. Chris, the platform is all yours, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Lee, for this great opportunity. I believe you can all hear me. Yeah, so thank you all for this. It's it's a great opportunity to speak on this global platform. You know, like every other speaker I've spoken, we cannot talk much than this about peace. The world actually needs peace. For over 3,400 years, human has actually experienced peace for about 268 years, about 8% of our existence, you know. So it's a major topic that we need to look at as an educator, as an academia, you know. I think we are really missing it, because we only teach what is needed to succeed as individuals in the world, but we've forgotten that peace itself is the major ingredient to having a successful existence as humanity. Then the world needs to look at civility as a tool to making a peaceful existence. Human race need to look at civility by itself. So I am very, very much happy to be part of this great movement. I'm very, very much happy to be part of this great initiative, one world, one education. So looking at this, what I've asked myself is, what are the the background to research about peaceful coexistence, about having a peaceful world. You know, in Africa where I live, the last speaker just spoke about his background, and I said this is one of the things that actually led to having an unpeaceful society in Africa, because 50% of the population in Africa have not experienced peace. then how can they give peace? You know, because we talk about leadership, we talk about being good human, we talk about ethics, ethics in everything we do, ethics in professionalism, we talk about metaphysics, we talk about racial differences, we talk about reward system, we talk about technology, we talk about history, the history of our coexistence, we talk about politics, civility, behavioral science, sociology, one religion. We also look at Aristotelian concept of accommodating our differences, negotiation and dialogue, equality, and the whole. These are part of the concept that human being as one need to really look at to live peacefully. Humanity and global curriculum. Quickly, I want to look at the global curriculum. Developing a global curriculum for peace education is very, very good. However, like the ISO, like the IMO, like the WHO, like the IMCA, like the UNICEF, who develop a curriculum, we want to look at having this work together. Then also look how every country can localize the global curriculum, You know, Doctor just said something about how do we get this into other part of the world? How do we localize the global curriculum? Localization of the global curriculum matter because every human being in every part of the world have diverse tradition, diverse ethics, diverse history, and the way they envisage and see events is actually different. So developing global curriculum standard is very, very key, and I'm very proud to be part of this because as an academia, I already have the background. But however, we need to look at how it will be accepted in every part of the world. Like the ISO, the International Organization for Standardization, develop concepts, and this concept needs to be signed by every country. Every country need to be a signatory to accepting such concepts. Peace is one idea that the whole world is looking at, and the whole world actually needs it. So localizing the curriculum is key because I want to talk about the curriculum itself, localizing the global curriculum. And again, I want to say this, one of the key areas where that can actually help to accepting this curriculum is one, to look at how we can work with the education ministry all over the world. Because when you talk about government, we have to look at what part of the government deals with education. For us in Africa, ministry accepts new curriculum to be introduced into education. So we can introduce this in Africa as a way to improve peace in Africa. We also talk about the Global Peace Award. The Global Peace Award is also an avenue to preach peace. Peace Club in all schools, Peace Club in all schools. If we want to preach peace, it must be done from the early age. Because once a human is formed, it might be difficult to impute a new belief in him. So we also need to look at how do we develop peace clubs in all elementary schools all over the world. One idea came while Doctor was speaking. I said, we can immediately having developed the curriculum and a free online digital access for peace education, where students in college all over the world can have access to a free peace education course. This will go a long way to helping us realize the acceptability of this program. We also need to look at peace advocacy group. Peace advocacy group will go a long way to helping. And again, I understand that we have the coronavirus and we have social distancing now. We also need to look at peace conference. I know this is already existing in every part of the world, but as a group, we can look at a peace conference and a peace conference to reward those who have shown example in living peacefully. The world really needs to live in peace, and this is the best time for us to push this. I want to thank Dr. Leong for having me on this platform. I want to thank Andrea and every other great speaker today. I am spiritually, physically part of this, and I believe it can be achieved globally. Thank you for having me talk today, and God bless you all.
No, thank you, Dr. Chris. And you bring up actually a couple of very important issues. I mean, obviously our goal is to put together a educational curriculum, but it has to be, as you mentioned, standardized. The message has to be standardized so the whole world gets the same message of peace. So that's very important. And the other one is, you're absolutely right. In fact, I'm going to be meeting up with Dr. Nadi this weekend with some very prominent supporters. So our goal, one of the mission is to put together a UN platform where we could all be heard on the voice at the UN platform to have an event on both peace and education. So you bring up two very, very important topics there, which a man of your experience and your expertise, we will indeed require to assist us to do that standardization and the peace event. Thank you very much, Dr. Chris. So now we go from Africa over to Japan. So I know it's very, very late there. They're 13 hours ahead of us. So I appreciate the time for Michiko for coming on, and I hand over the platform over to her. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ying, Lee, and Andrea. Thank you so much for having me here. And well, thank you, everyone. I'm very honored to be here. I would like to talk about Message from Water because I was the personal assistant to Dr. Emoto for over almost 11 years. And until I started working for Dr. Emoto, I did not know anything about water. I took it granted that water is all around us. When we open the faucet, we can drink water in Japan, and we can take a shower every day. And I did not even think how valuable water was, and more than anything, that we are 70% water. Also, this planet Earth is also 70% water. And when we really understand what water is, then we will really learn to live in harmony with everything and everyone. And Emoto Peace Project is distributing this children's book of the Message from Water to all children. Our goal is to distribute 650 million books to all children for free of charge. Of course, we have to have some donations to be able to continue to do this. But in this book, the Dr. Emoto's discovery has been shown in here that water creates beautiful crystals if the water has the good message or vibration. And this book is teaching children that everything is vibration and that water absorbs that vibration. When the vibration is positive, then water creates this beautiful hexagonal crystals. Whereas when the vibration is negative, then the water cannot form beautiful crystals, or they can be very, very misshapen, or cannot even form crystals. Now here we are teaching children that because we're 70% water within our body, this is what is happening within our body, in the air also, and that is affecting the Mother Earth and everything around us. And whenever I give a talk, I always share with everyone that only in 24 hours a day, we are thinking in between 50,000 times and 70,000 times just in one day. And our thoughts, our emotions are energy. And when we focus on something, that becomes powerful energy and creates the reality. And this book is teaching children or everyone that thinking positive, being kind, sharing things, and loving people, appreciating, loving a gratitude is the most beautiful energy, and it is also the immunity. It boosts up the immunity. And not many people understand this yet. They don't know it yet. But when children are still small and when they learn about this, their life goes very beautiful, very positive. They can bring their success also. They can get along with friends, family, because water is showing how to live in harmony with everyone. So this is an essential teaching for all children when they are still small, maybe in the elementary school. So I feel that I'm very, very honored to be able to introduce this book and teaching or learning from water with all children around the world, because they are the future of this earth. And then when they learn about this water, it's very simple and yet very powerful. Love and gratitude is the most beautiful and important energy that we can have. And then everyone will be sharing what they have with other people. Everybody will be loving themselves and others. Everybody will be appreciating what they have. And so their life will be very, very positive and beautiful, and they will be happy, and they will learn to be happy within and not expecting outside to be good for them. So thank you so much. And this is going to really help all the children to live in harmony with everyone. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Michiko. And you're absolutely right. The future don't belong to us. The future belongs to children, to younger generation, just like Andrea. So that's why Andrea is leading this platform, as Dr. Nadi said, because she is the future. All right, not this old man here. All right, I am just the present and the past, but she and the younger generation are the future. And as some of you also know, we're also organizing the 80th anniversary of the Bruce Lee event. So Bruce Lee was not only the most famous martial artist on this planet, but he was also a great philosopher. And one of his great teaching is to flow like water. If you flow like water, you will become indestructible, and you will be able to overcome all obstacles. So even the greatest martial artists in the world knew the importance of water. So thank you, Michiko. And we're going to stick in Japan and switch over to Lirzu. So Lirzu, the platform is yours. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much. I'm so glad to stay here and be able to participate in this wonderful program. Thank you, Dr. Liana, and thank you, Andrea. Well, my name is Uriel. Yes, I'm a Spanish teacher, specialized in grammar, Spanish grammar, and for teaching for children. And right now I'm in Tokyo working as a Spanish teacher. So it's like making my dream come true in this moment. Today, I would like, one of the reasons that I became interested in teaching was because I wanted to contribute to make a better world. I want to bring the best of myself because of the education I had at home, full of university values, and when I grew up learning that our capacity are unlimited and how we can generate peace and harmony where we are. Since quite young, I felt an attraction and fascination for children. Just seeing them smiling, making world make sense. Nowadays, we see that education system in which we find ourselves eliminates games, reduce creativity, and in a way, make all children think the same way. It's like trying to make a different multiply geometry shape on different sides and a size into the same figure. That's why I understood that the lack of motivation to continue studying of today's youth. If all that they do is molded in the way that they need. There are a number of situations that limit the learning process. They're in a total disconnection with the human being, and we are treated like robots, providing information and eliminating essentially process to research new creativity and innovate the process that connect the develop the capacity of that we have inside. I experienced this in my own when I began to study different languages during my life. And when I decided to become teacher, I want to teach in a different way. So after experimenting and thinking, I came to a conclusion. Being a child is the solution. There's nothing more pure, benevolent, and peaceful soul than as a child. And what do child do continually do? Discover the world. They play. I understood that in order to achieve the goals I have set myself, I need to understand the world as they see and feel it. I started with an idea that my goal could not be as banal as story knowledge, that I'm not saying is negative or counterproductively, but learning must be more than that. I want to help find the genuine children that we all have. The person who does not judge, criticize, or despise, just the opposite. A person who appreciates others, cares of them, and generates peace wherever he or she is. So, I developed an innovative teaching methodology. I studied I studied techniques adapted to the children in the 20th century and using tools such as mindfulness for language learning. Also, adjusted to today's schedule programs, likewise, incorporating the instructive connect where human values such as peace, tolerance, gratitude, honesty, solidarity, sharing, love, responsibility, hope, loyalty, respect, and conscience are worker for the better development of a human being. Besides, developing their unlimited capacity as a powerful individuals. This working system achieves a unique connection with the mind and body, allowing the student to rest a great concentration through playing, integration and exploration of the imagination as sources in different activity in teaching. All this allows the children to develop in an environment of joy, motivation, and enthusiasm that prepares them for the kinder learning process with a greater connection with all their environment and their best themselves. From this level, we begin to work with children, the individual with being and all learning the process with new ways of thinking, creating, innovating, seeking solution, working for integration and for the peace that generates the state of a balance when they're in connection with body and mind. Playing connects us of that inner child without barriers. And as we add new resources, such as language learning, we make a great contribution to the child, to society, to the world. My methodology for teaching Spanish is suitable for all languages. To develop this methodology, I asked myself several questions that I consider important to make into account to create connector for this curriculum. What makes a child teenager, or even an adult continues studying a languages as complex as, for example, Spanish? How can I connect the hair, body, and mind in one session? How can I make them spend less time studying at home indoors and go out experience the world through Spanish language? How can I teach them values enough Spanish? How can I give themselves stretch, confidence, hope, joy, and peace? Basically, it could be any language. In my case, I teach Spanish, but it's really the means by which we teach students to connect their brain, body, and heart, to discover the connection between all human and nature, to know themselves, to break the mental partner established by limited society, to help others in the process of recording with themselves. This is much more we achieve through the simple action of playing. With the excuse of teaching language, we get to start promoting the foundation of the new society based on peace, understanding among humans, respect, freedom of thoughts, the accepted of other, the love of the mere fact of being a human being. Obviously, the preparation of this language class takes a little more time and effort, since each activity must have as its main objectives personal improvement, growth encouragement, and peace. When you have a clear idea of the background you are going to work on, the specific content of the language is decided according to the level of the students. And to be able to meet all this, we have to desire a game where knowledge, brain, the heart, through mindfulness, the body, which is earth connection, are, are integrated. In this way, the knowledge is much easier to accept since we speak the same language as them. And by creating connection based on support, acceptation, and improvement, we get students to gradually develop the maximum potential. Always focus on creating a new world of peace for all. Um, I'm so happy. I'm so honored to be able to be part of this wonderful project. So it will be if I have any way of contribute for this work, I would like it will be through the teaching in my case language, but not through the language being the main part. Just playing and try to connect children's and us all together, making a wonderful and peaceful world. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
No, thank you very much, Lirzu. I actually saw a post on our Facebook channel, people asking about where they can get the various books that have been mentioned. I mean, obviously, Sifu Lee's Samfa, Michiko, the Water Book, and I know Lirzu's also published several books as well. So along with posting these video presentations to the world, I like to obviously post where they can get your various books from each of your authors. Ultimately, of course, Andrea, as you know, is correlating all the information from all the knowledge that you all have, and we'll be compiling that into a standardized curriculum that we will deliver to the world. As mentioned by Dr. Chris, we'll standardize the teaching platform so it can be delivered to the entire world, obviously in the multiple languages. So thank you very much, Lizzie. Next up, I see Julie Dennis from the UK is on board with us now. So she was one of the original world speakers that made this such a great success on the 23rd. And I'm sure she's going to contribute greatness to make this also a mega success. So Julie, platform is all yours.
Hi, thanks very much. It's really lovely to be here with all of you again. And I was very excited after speaking to Andrea the other day about everything, and really aware of, she was speaking to me a little bit about what everybody was doing, because, and what really became clear to me was the universality of what we're all doing, even though we all have different subjects and we want to do things through different vehicles. The object of this, the exercise, is the same for all of us. And this idea about what is humanity and how do we begin to really facilitate that kind of thinking in children, really, and not just, it became sort of, when I thought about it for a while, it felt almost overwhelming, but then I thought, no, there's something very universal about it. And I work with the voice, breath, and I teach singing as well as singing, and I also teach performance in people. And one of the things that becomes really clear is at the beginning, we were all babies, we had beautiful voices that were totally free. And the first thing we do is we breathe, you know, and that's what we all do. We all have to do that. We all take in the life force from day one. And one of the things when teaching adults, I always started teaching adults, was it not that I'm teaching technique to them, allowing them to sing and have a free voice, but that I'm rather taking away the things that have got in the way of them staying as pure as they are when they still arrive here, when we arrive here as children. And so I sort of had to after teaching voice for quite a long time, I realized that making people breathe into their whole lung, so few people breathe into the whole of the lung. And, you know, the idea of chi and the energy and sort of like really understanding how the breath connects us into that energy has become a real preoccupation of mine, as has the vibrations that we create and the sounds that we make, and how free those vibrations are, and the ripples in the pond of life that we create by those vibrations. And so I wanted to begin again with the breath and say, you know, when I was trying to think about how can I bring about this as, I mean, as an adult, I've created a methodology called creative adaptive processing, which is something which is allowing people to create a different interior through using the voice and the breath and creative visualization to facilitate new creative thinking, improvisation, and to just free them from the restrictions that make them think they're not good enough or whatever it is, to totally free them with the voice carries the breath. The breath carries the voice rather, and what it carries is the totally pure voice. So we want to get the breath really, really free. And so with children, for example, you know, they're very egocentric, you know, at the beginning, they're very into their space, and because they have to survive. And, you know, that's, you know, the most important thing to them. But actually persuading them about the breath and getting them to look inside their body with their imagination, which is beautifully developed from day one, and going in and looking at how it feels to have the body expand, and then looking at their, you know, their playmates and asking, how is their body expanding? What's happening with that breath? And then beginning to connect at such an early level with how the breath functions and how we all do that the same way, and feeling each other's vibrations on their bodies. I remember when I was a kid, I used to do this thing where we'd hit each other on our back and go, oh, and how good that was when somebody would do that to us. It is part of play. And as the last speaker was saying, play is really the way in, because the only way you can keep children interested is by making that lovely play for them. But then when we get to, you know, kids in the middle area, by then, you know, the hope is that we've got them really thinking about who they're with and how they're interacting with one another and how the impact of that feels, but then really developing their creative visual world so that they can really connect in with it. I'll give you an example with the voice. Some people, you'll say to them, give me a scale now, and just give me a little phrase. And they'll just be so fearful and tighten up. And, you know, certainly they're not singers. It's, oh, no, I'm not a singer. But then you ask them, have a look at that fear. What is that? And then try and persuade them to see the voice outside, because I've always seen the voice and music outside of me. I can see it. And I thought everybody could. But that was because I'm profoundly dyslexic, and I didn't know till about 5 years ago. So rather than despite being dyslexic, it's because of it. It made me function in a different way. And once you develop in young people this ability to really connect with that. And so you say, imagine there's 5 shelves in front of you, and each one of those shelves has a coloured ball, and each one of them is the note, and it doesn't belong to you. You've just got to release the breath and find it for me. Then the self-consciousness goes, because it's part of the exterior world. It's not just about them. You know what I mean? And then suddenly they're able to free the voice and explore. And then this develops further. And then when you're working with young adults, you have this wonderful opportunity to create an interior terrain that they're familiar with, rather than they don't even know how to breathe anymore. They breathe fully into the lung. They're fully in command of their creative visual faculty, and they can go in and explore the world that they've created and discover new ideas and discover other people, rather than I've got to create an idea about something that's new, I've got to create something innovative. It's like, why don't I just discover that with the internal world that's available to me and available to my classmates or other, wherever we're working with each other in this way. It basically allows for collaboration with knowing how to create a visual schema that you can share with somebody through using the voice as the vehicle through which you find it and display it to each other. So to me, the voice is a physical manifestation of the spiritual state. For me, after working in this way for years, I can see the areas where somebody wants to work. I can see where the blocks are because of the way they create sound. And the idea is to create that knowledge and that faculty in kids from a very early age, you know, and in doing that, we automatically are exponentially moving out with that idea and collaborating and having the same idea about our identity and how that relates to the next person. So that's what I'm excited about. And Andrea reminded me I was excited about it the other day. And I'm so excited about all of you because everything you're saying is there's that universal quality to what we're all saying. And well done, all of you. See you later. Have I talked too long?
Thanks, Jules. Appreciate it. And you raised obviously a universe. If water is the essential ingredient for life, then vibration is the essential ingredient of the universe itself. In physics, if you believe in the string theory, everything, absolutely everything is made of vibration. So, you know, with the vibration of the sounds of your voice, the vibration of light that appears, everything is a vibrational constant. So, yeah, it is literally the essence of the entire cosmos itself. So thank you for sharing your wisdom with us. We're going to stay in Europe and we're going to go over to Jelena in Serbia. So Jelena, the platform is yours. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Can you hear me? Okay. Okay. I'm very truly honored to be here. And I want to thank each of you for being there and serving humanity. My subject is regarding to a cultural archive, which is planet Earth. And where I'm going to speak about past, present, and future, about culture of humanity. The subtitle of my subject is I Am Because We Are. Nowadays, condition when the general educational policy is not sufficiently supportive for all the challenges that children and youth face, the idea of presenting a new educational program is very important. Relying on the innovative practice of intercultural dialogue, we started to create a broader approach to the cultural history of humanity through the creative learning process that will include all previous examples of good practice. We must know that the history of humankind is an astonishing story of migration, innovation, and social development. These processes are inseparable and represent the cultural heritage of humankind. Culture is one of the most important characteristics of human beings, but also a very complex phenomenon with a very broad concept. All the values of the social consciousness of human society, such as morals, art, religion, tradition, customs, literature, folklore, etc., must be clearly present and accessible to everyone. But above all, we must have a clear educational role and understand that in prevention of violence and wars. This is exactly the starting point from which we started working on design of our teaching units. It should be emphasized that intercultural culturality is a theory and practice that deals with the historical and contemporary relationships of all cultures and all people all around the world as their barriers on the basis of their absolute equivalence. Intercultural learning is based on a personal and collective experience. That is why we have accepted the methodology of intercultural learning through creative drama process, which is similar as of my esteemed colleague, how she teach to sing and to breathe. Because the creative intercultural learning through creative drama process methods are multiple and applicable to all ages. Also, this method develops divergent critical thinking for all students, and they are encouraged to give various answers and solutions. By actively involving students in solving, quoting, historical and civilization or art problems, we invite them to participate, to be fully involved in educational process as equal partners. Then they learn from inside out. Then they develop or support their inner motivation for learning. Thus, students have different points of view and gain a deeper understanding of human behavior, motives, diversity, culture, history, art. They're encouraged to learn about how they influence others and how to put themselves in the position of others and different culture and different concepts. This is a learning process that has a long-term development effects and cannot be fastened and bring visible effects quickly, but it must be systematic. Through our teaching units, children start by understanding the world from micro up to macro culture as unity of the whole. Classes are divided according to the groups. So the first group will be adventurers. From the some of topics will be from the mailbox, grandma's treasure, time machine, every craft is golden, the journey into unknown, walk across continent, like introductory lessons. The secondary up 12 to 16, called Inhabitants of the Past, Guardians of the Future. We will ask big questions about the rise of civilization and cultures all around the world, and lay out the keys of similarities and differences among civilization from the past up to present and the future. And tertiary 17 plus, this is a quite interesting part, because we want to try to make them a owner of the new earth, and it calls I'm an owner of the new earth. The class will be divided in 7 students, and the 7 students will be creator of one planet, and they will be responsible for the entire civilization from Paleolith up to space age. So 7 students, 7 continents, 1 united planet Earth. So the students will find answers to the following questions. What makes us humans? Where did we came from? Where are we going to? Are we essentially driven by violence and greed to construct societies based on the ruthless competition for power and treasure? Or are the violence and greed only minor parts of human nature, which I think it is, and tendencies that are essentially overcome by understanding both the need for cooperation, the need for unity, the need for empathy and self-sacrifice for the greater good. Through the play, which is essential part of each and every child, and I think for each and every human being, and creative drama process, students will comprehend concepts such as identity, diversity, multidimensionality of the individuals and societies. Also, they will understand why we have stereotypes, prejudice, why we have discrimination, whether we resolve our relationship with others through the conflict or dialogue. And for the end, I would like to tell you something about what history of humankind teaches. The history of civilization teaches that it is possible to live in peace and a true golden age. On example of prehistoric civilization of Vincha culture, 6000 BC, from 6000 BC, it was a civilization in which there is a continuity of peace, more than 2000 years, and they lived without any armed conflict for more than 2000 years. So it's very possible to live in a peaceful, organized, and beautiful world with the golden age. Okay, I know that is the time of now. I want to thank you once more for each of you for giving this beautiful opportunity to speak about my platform.
Thank you, Jelena. You obviously bring up extremely important aspects of peace, and that's the intercultural. As far as I'm concerned, the number one reason why we have war and conflict is racism. It's not religion. It's not resource thing. It's racism. It's one group seeing themselves as superior to another and attacking another. Yes, we must have our individualism. We're not here, and neither do God wants us all to be robots or grains of sand. We all have our beautiful individualism, our creativity, but we must have peace for us to bring out that creativity in each one of us. But that peace can only be won if we see each other as one human. We are one human, irrespective of the color of our skin, the language that we speak. We are all one human. And once we learn that we are one human and we can maintain eternal peace, then that allows us individually to get out that beautiful creativity out of all of us. So you bring up extremely important aspects that to get peace, we must be interculturally educated to see ourselves as one human race. So thank you very much for your beautiful message. And now we're going to switch back to Asia, to the co-founders of iconic professional management group in Pakistan. So I'm going to allow Shahih and Azhar to share the platform so they can decide who wants to speak first. So the platform's all yours, gentlemen. Thank you.
Hello.
Now we can hear you.
Hello.
Yes. Shahid, now we
Yeah.
can hear you.
Yeah. But this is part of Dr. Azhar. So that's why I just keep quiet. That first he, then after that I will speak up. Yes, please. This is a part of Dr. Azhar. So that's why I'll speak out after Dr. Azhar. Can you hear me? Please open the mic of Dr. Azhar.
Dr. Ying, you're on mute.
Yeah.
Hello. Can you hear me? Welcome, all respectable leadership. This is Dr. Azhar Sabri. I'm the chairman of Iconic Professional Management Group of Pakistan. We understand what is future need for youth as they build them with productive segments. Build them, and they must be capable to handle further. As we all know, the need and impact of productive systems. So IPMG is with you in this network and this group. We deliver our best. Our respectable global chairman, Dr. Farzam, will head and chair us in Global Era. IPMGP produced education system with specific language base designed, which creates and develops capacity, ability, and consciousness in youth. IPMG is with you in every way. And once again, IPMG is with you in every way. Here we're happy to announce that we are writing and composing a global scale song for humanity, peace, education, and taking concept of OHOW, one humanity, one word. We admit joining hands is more powerful than a single one. Now, I would like to call over to Mr. Shahid Nazir Tippu, who is CEO of IPMGP. Thank you so very much, all respectable ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Azhar. Thank you.
Thank you. You're most welcome, all people.
Hello, everyone. Here's Mr. Shahid. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, no, we can hear
Yes,
you.
yes, we can hear you. We can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. My name is Shahid Nazir Tippu, and I'm a CEO founder of Iconic Professional Management Group of Pakistan. And here I want to introduce myself, what I have in my past and what I have with my working. I have almost 21 years of experience in teaching sector, from you can say first grade to onward master level. So there are lots of things, as Dr. Leong saying that how we can build peace if that maths and English or any language, how can that? Then after Mr. Dawer, then Andrea was saying like heart and peace become when come into one page, so that means they will produce a kind of piece like that. Anyhow, here I would like to say something. I would like to say something that how we can generate a peace in mind and in education sector. Let me tell you something. Maybe you people agree with me that the problem of youth and course and curriculum and all that things. This is called without diagnose, we can't treat well. This is the one part. Without diagnose, we can't treat well. So IPMGP has the way that how we can develop productive or whatever. We can first we can diagnose, then after we can treat. Here in Pakistan, we are going to launch a very unique syllabus, a very unique topic that is called Explore Mind. Because as you people know that I'm first person in Asia who is a graphologist. So I just say that in whole human body, only one part, that is called mind, is more effective, more calculated, and more productive for each and everything. What we are going to give our students, our youth, our generation now and for future. As we log in, as we log out, what we give them, we will get them in future. So this is the three different segments. In between, there is a little one thing that everyone have their own perception of life. As we were talk about that, what is career? So career counseling not only means to teach or tell a person that go in this way and you will get this. No, career counselor start from education, learning, capacity, admit, adopt, adapt, then log out. So if we produce everything according to a systematic way, so then we can demand that we need this, even we need peace and or whatever. So uh, in my perception that everyone have their own different knowledge, different thoughts, different capacity. And one thing is that sometimes people capacity, there's a capacity that generate due to economic policy factors. So capacity has to be changed. Next, how we can be a one page, how we can be how we can divide our thoughts, how we can implement my thoughts to another, another to me. So for all that things, as as I have worked with different institute, and I have experience of 9 different countries education system, what they have and what they don't have, and what they can produce and what they are not. So everything is related to the mind. Without mind, you can say that thoughts build up through mind, not from the any other part of the a human. So if we calculate mind, if we design a thinking process, that means we can generate each and everything, like peace, like other all other things. So as far as concerned, I have some experience. As I say that I have experience of 21 years old, 21 years. So you can imagine how much people I can treat, how much people I have taught, how much people I have treated. So I must say, that we have you can say that a kind of productive things, as we are working on our syllabus that explore mind. So in that we can produce a high level IQ, peace, and we can teach them how to be a one page community. As you are saying that we have one humanity, one world. So for that, very soon I'll give you a very handsome song that will generate, as Sir Dawer was saying, that for that we need to talk with the different government and all that things for the generation of fund and something like that. So here we are presenting ourselves that we can be a part, we will be a part of that your struggle, and we will give you the biggest initiative, that this will be the first song in the history of education, that I commit. It will be the first one in the world, and that was like, one humanity, one word, one humanity, one word, being a human, like a human, serve the word, we serve the word with oh, 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 with oh, oh. So it's like kind of like that, and we are ready for this composing and just rearranging like that. And further, for the education, yes, like an educationist or something in working experience, we are really an honor that we are part of this Dr. Leong and Dr. Farzam and all the respectable world leaders. So as far as the concern is Pakistan or IPMGP, we are very close to you, and we can deliver each and everything, whatever you demand from us, whatever you say in social values, economical values, in education sector, whatever, what kind of help you need, we'll deliver. Even that, as for us, we are talking about the curriculums. Basically, curriculum does not means this is education. No, sorry. Curriculum based on learning. What we are learning. Not it's called of alphabetically A, B, C, D, and grammatically. No, 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 no. Curriculum means a learning phase, developing phase. This is called curriculum. And we are working on our curriculum, and like in all over the world, there are different types of curriculum available. A for this, and traditional language or mathematically. Maybe you people know that when a student, you can check any student of maths or any traditional language. When you ask him, read this question, he will say, oh, no, 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 I know what is the answer. So do you know where mind goes? He or she don't know what is the question basically demanding, but he or she knows what is the answer. I think this is a very biggest mistake by the, sorry to say, by the teachers. So we need to improve that. We need to fulfill this gap. We need to work for this gap. We need to reproduce this gap. So as far as our institute, we are working on all sectors from A to Z onward. How we can create environment, how we can do better and better for this generation, for this generation, and this generation will lead the next generation. Maybe we will not, because we are at that stage of life. Maybe we were not available at that time. So we need to produce this youth, this generation. They will lead the next. Means we are the pioneers, right? I have lots of words, but due to the time schedule, it's just like that. It's about 5 minutes. So in that, I just say that IPMGP will be, you can say that a part of your organization. We all can lead the words. How? That is a separate case. And one last thing is, in our education sector, in any sector, there are different types of things like what, why, and from whom. We have everyone. We know these are the problem, these are the solution, these are the problem, these are the solution. But the basic thing is how. How we need to implement how. IPMGP first and last thing is we produce how. How we can do that? How we can do all positive things right now. And the last thing is, as you know, people, that guitar, everyone has a guitar, and every guitar has only 5 wires, but tunes are different. Our uniqueness is tunes are different. Guitar, everyone has a guitar with 5 lines, but tunes are totally different. So by the grace of God, and this is, I'm very damn sure that we are that better tune producer. We are those who can produce the unique and the most effective tunes for rest of the world. And by the grace of God, very soon we will deliver a song, and we dedicate it to Dr. Leong, Dr. Farzam, and all other respectable members who are the pioneer, who have a pain for the youth right now and for the youth coming in future. I can give here is an example that lots of government, lots of people, lots of the world asks us that economically development. Everyone talking about economically development. Yes, true. But remember one thing: any community, any single one, any country, anyone, if he or she or that country want to be developed economically, that country must change, must produce their social norms and values. Without social norms and values, nobody could be economically developed.
All right. Well,
the example,
thank you, Dr. Shahih. We have a time constraint, so I really want to thank you with the bottom of my heart. And you're absolutely right. We will be calling upon you to share your technology, your power network. I've already seen what you gentlemen are capable of doing.
Thank you.
And I am truly, truly impressed.
Sorry if I
Farzam for bringing you on board. And yes, when you write that song, it'll be absolutely amazing. Just don't get me to sing it because I'm probably going to ruin it totally. So we'll have some of these beautiful singers, and I know there's a few performers here that can really, really sing. I may dance to it, so that's about the only thing I do. So thank you very much for sharing, you know, your passion, which we can all see. Thank you, gentlemen. And obviously, this is not just a male-oriented. We all know how important women are. Okay, so we are a partnership in love. Love is what brings us all together. So from my brother from Pakistan, I will go to my sister in California, I believe she's located. So Nogu, the founder of One Education, One World. The platform is yours. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's an honor and it's a privilege to be here today next to my fellow humanitarians and advocates of peace and education. And the fact that we're brought here together under the same ultimate vision of giving back to the world and coming together from different time zones, it's quite powerful to me. And it fuels my determination. So this kind of collaboration, I think we can have great impact. So I founded One Education, One World because of the educational crisis we're facing today. We know that millions of children are not attending school due to their unfortunate circumstances. And maybe they're not even getting the quality education that they deserve. So we are planning to bring education to impoverished communities where they don't have the schools to I'm sorry, can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, yes, please continue.
Oh, okay. So I was saying that we're planning to bring schools to impoverished communities. And, you know, when you think of the educational models, most of them focus on one aspect of teaching. And as an educator teaching high school, I see that when we are teaching our children, a lot of times we're looking at them as just test scores, as it is mandated by policy and regulation and just educational codes. So looking at a child, we very well know that they're a whole individual, right, with many dimensions. And they're not just meant to learn academics, but we're meant to address all dimensions of these children. And I'm happy to say that through the hard work of our team at One Education, One World, we came up with a 9-layer model of holistic education, addressing all aspects of the child, K through 12. And some of these layers include spirituality, meditation, values, virtues, service, community building, which is very important. And so we're not just going to build schools, but we're going to provide a universal, holistic education to children who are denied basic rights. And our current project right now is in India, in the northern part of India, in the Himalayas. We're building a school for children living below poverty line, as well as those who are working children, so they've never been to school. And I think with the collaboration of organizations, institutions, and individuals such as yourselves, imagine how many children we can reach around the globe. And I'm very excited to continue to do this in the future. And I really believe the greatest joy for me, at least, is to serve the heart and the soul of humanity. And to me, these are children. Thank you for this opportunity to be a part of this great network. It's nice to meet all of you, selfless and passionate individuals. So let's work together. Let's think big, and let's standardize an educational curriculum that works and serves our children around the world. I would like to also invite you tomorrow, in a little over 24 hours, we have our virtual gala where we will talk about what I just mentioned a little more in depth. And I think I can ask Shada, our executive director, to leave the link in the chat, and hope to see all of you. Please do register for it. And if you have any questions, do let me know. I look forward to individually talking to all of you. And it's nice to meet you. Thank you.
Thank you, Nogol. We'll share the link as well to a public site in our organization, so everyone has that link. So you are doing the walking that so many people just taught. So you're building a school for deprived children. So that is our goal. Our goal is not only to deliver a curriculum to children in India, but our goal is to deliver a curriculum to every single citizen on this planet. So our goal is to raise, with the government's help, with the intergovernment help, like the United Nations, EU, to raise the capital. So all your curriculum that you will all contribute will be put onto a digital platform, and this will be given to every single village, whether you're in the middle of a jungle, you're in a desert, you're in the poorest location in the world. Everyone should be entitled to receive knowledge. Everyone, okay? You know, education and knowledge should not be for the rich and the affluent, okay? All right, that is when you get abusive. We are the greater. No, we are all one humanity. And that most important part of one humanity is that we must all be entitled to the knowledge and the wisdom of this world. So that is our goal, is you're all doing incredible mission individually. And like I said to you, absolutely amazing. But with this global connectivity, let's work together as one and put your message, your agenda into one global platform that we can deliver to every single citizen on this planet, all 7.8 billion that wants to learn, that wants knowledge. That is our ultimate goal. No humanity should be lost from what we are delivering to them. And I'm so blessed that I share this vision with you all. Yes, is it going to be difficult? Absolutely. Okay, absolutely. But that's why we have such visionary, such powerful people on this network. So what may seem impossible, we will absolutely achieve, okay? And I know we will absolutely achieve because I've heard the vision, the word, and the passion from all of you. And you are all walkers, not just talkers, but walkers. And I'm so blessed to share this walking with you as we journey forward and upward. So because of the powerful message that you all delivered, I regrettably have not enough time to send the question and answer period. So I am going to give the final ending speech to Andrea, the creator of One Humanity, One World, and the organizer of this Humanity for Peace entity. So thank you, bless you, all the world speakers, and I will deliver this message to the entire world that you have so powerfully delivered. Thank you very much. Bless you all. Andrea, it's all yours to finish out.
It is so enlightening to listening to all of you and all the contributions we can make working together, because I believe it's so important. Now this project is in a growing process, but it's from the very start, we focus on having the same agenda, taking consideration of what we all wanted, because the essential focus is the same. We all want to make education beyond the human right. We want to make it universal, free access, everyone on their different layers. But if we all unite just how powerful this could be, I can see it already happening. So thank you so much for all those contributions. Again, difficult does not mean impossible. And challenges are actually just exciting, because challenges make us prove how much we can expand our potential. So I can't way to talk deeply with each one of you. I know you're all preparing much more content, much more plans, that everything is fitting on one bigger picture. So thank you for coming here today. It's a great start, and I'm looking forward for what this is gonna become, and hope to see you all again soon. There's much more to say. Thank you for your time. Thank you because even being on so different parts of the world, you took the time to be here with us today, and I really appreciate that. Thank you. Love is timeless, right? So are you. You're all beautiful people with beautiful hearts, and passion can make everything. What I love the most is to work with people which is passionate about what they do. And we are people who are actually passionate on people, not only in education, but on people. And that is the force that pushes us to make great things. Nothing more to say. Hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day. And thanks for participating in this second One Humanity, One World conference.
Thank you all. Thank you all. Be blessed. We will communicate again and take this message that we delivered to the entire world and make sure that it is fully implemented. Okay? So as Dr. Nadi, the brainchild of this peace education, has stated, there is no other choice. Okay? The other choice is devastation, extinction. We have no other choice. Okay? What we are doing for this world is the only choice. I repeat, the only choice. Whether it is impossible, whether it'll take a miracle, it is the only choice. Okay? Therefore, I am thankful that you are all part of this journey together with us. We are one collective. We need to do this, okay? We really, really need to do this. And humanity desperately needs to do this, okay? I need what we are going to do for them, okay? We are one humanity. We are one world. So God bless you all. And I will communicate with you all again, as Andrea will, to make things happen. So I will see Dr. Nadi this weekend to take action plan at the United Nations, etc. And we will communicate with all of you. So thank you very much again for your time, your effort, your passion to share to the entire world. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.